Oops. Hi, happy Florida Native Plant Month, everyone. I'm glad to welcome everyone to the October online chapter meeting for the citrus chapter of the Florida Native Plant Society. I'm the co-president of the chapter, Athena Phillips, and we're going to have just a real short little brief business meeting before we get to our presentation. And I want to remind everyone that if you have a question or a comment during the program, you can make those on Facebook and YouTube, and we'll be able to see them, and hopefully we can get to them all during the meeting or during the presentation. So in keeping with the tradition of our normal in-person meetings, our very own Vice President, Deb Daniels, has volunteered to do Plant of the Month for us. So welcome, Deb.
Hi, all. I'm excited to be here and talk Plant of the Month. And I guess there's a short slideshow that Athena is going to put on the screen. But the plant I'm going to talk about is goldenrod. It's Florida native Chapman's goldenrod. It is blooming right now. That picture is from my yard. What's in a name? We can call it Chapman's goldenrod, anise scented goldenrod, sweet goldenrod, or even true goldenrod. But the fancy name is Solidago odora, and the odora part means that it has a smell to it. And it was named for a guy named Alvin Wentworth Chapman, physician and botanist, and he graduated from Amherst College and settled in Apalachicola. So what does this plant need? Solidago odora, it prefers direct sunlight, but can take partial shade. Mine's in direct sunlight, morning sunlight. It favors sandy, well-drained soil, but it can tolerate clay-bearing soils. It can take mildly acidic to mildly alkaline soil, and there's your pH. It's drought tolerant and salt tolerant. This is a very hardy plant and easy to grow. Hardiness is 8B to let's see, it says to 11. So it's all the way from North Florida, the Panhandle, down through the Keys. So it's definitely a Florida plant. And mine just started to bloom last month, and the flowering and the seed production does occur in late summer to late fall. It can get 36 to 48 inches high. Some interesting facts. This Chapman's goldenrod, like most scrub and sandhill species, loves fire. And so once an area is burned, it will come back with a vengeance. So it's a very hardy perennial. The Cherokee tribe made extensive use of Solidago odora in their folk medicine. Infusions of the leaves or those roots were used to reduce fever, induce sweating, and relieve toothache, just to name a few. And the reason for the anise name is when you crush the leaves, they do smell of anise or licorice. I do want to say too, I was going to put in this presentation that it is often the plant that people say starts them sneezing and they are becoming allergic to it, but it has a bad rap. It really is ragweed that is blooming. The goldenrod, the pollen is heavier, and it doesn't ordinarily blow enough to get up into allergy and sinuses. So really the culprit is ragweed. And so it does get a bad rap. And that picture is mine, and there's Biden everywhere because I haven't been out weeding, but this is my second year, and it's come back crazy and beautiful, and it tells me fall is here, and I absolutely love it. Anything to add, Athena?
I was actually interested in what your experience has been growing it. Does it spread, or have you tried growing it by seed or anything like that?
That was one plant 2 years ago. So that's why I was so taken when I went out, and it was like all over that end of the garden. And so yeah, I don't know that it's spreading because I haven't looked down at the root, but it's gorgeous. It was just one tall plant when I planted it. Now look at it. It's like sprouting everywhere. And I don't do anything to it. Believe me, I'm a native gardener. I don't do anything to any of them but plant them.
All right. Well, thank you, Deb. We didn't get any questions concerning it so far, but we did get Sue wanted to say hi to you and I, and Jody also says hello. So
Yeah.
We're glad that we've got some of our favorite people from our meetings coming and saying hello.
Yeah, for sure. And I could have gotten my calamint is blooming. There's so many things. Go out, check out the woods. Go look. There's so many neat things blooming right now. So, thanks, Athena.
Well, thank you, Deb, for helping us out. Bye.
Sure.
So, oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I think Deb's already left. Sorry, Jody. In freshwater habitat, Jody asks about what might be the most likely to grow along that area. I do know wetter species tends to be like the seaside goldenrod. I know there's another species that's more freshwater. But I'm running a blank right now. But we could look into that later and message back and forth. Now, Sue Wasserman says that she found that her goldenrod spreads by root runners. I know some of them do, but I think like the regular Odora is a lot more often does that, and maybe the Chapmani, but some of them kind of don't spread by root runner quite as much. All right, so thanks again to Deb for volunteering, and if anybody is interested in volunteering for any of our projects like Plant of the Month, and you can do it online, or if you want to volunteer for when we get back to doing in-person meetings, just drop us a message. Or we also have some demo gardens both on the east and west side of the county. We even have a project probably coming up pretty quickly in Floral City that could use some extra hands for planting some plants in. So if you're interested in getting out and messing with some plants, just send us a message on Facebook or send us email, and I'd be happy to have you participate. Now, we already have started with some of our outdoor outings for the year. In September, we did both a plant walk and our very first nursery crawl, the Color Country. During the plant walk, we went into the Withlacoochee State Forest, and the flowers were just starting to bloom. We got to see quite a few, but by now they really should be popping. So if you're interested in going out and seeing wildflowers blooming, now would be an excellent time to get out into the forest. The nursery crawl was a lot of fun. We had about a half dozen people come, and it was perfect weather, and we got to do some shopping and look around. So we've got more activities coming up for the rest of the year. The next nursery crawl is going to be at Ensign this weekend, matter of fact. They are a mixed nursery. They sell both natives and non-natives, but they have a whole section dedicated just to natives. So it's always interesting to come and see what they've got on offer. Then on the 13th, we've got the Board of County Commissioners doing their annual proclamation for us, honoring October as Florida Native Plant Month. There's no one attending meetings right now from the general public, but you can see that on Spectrum, or they broadcast them live, and you can find a link on the County Commission page. And then our plant walk for the month will be at Cypress Lakes Preserve. That's an RSVP is required on that to make sure we don't get too many people. I haven't been there yet. I'm looking forward to it. I've heard some really good things about it. So I encourage people who are interested and willing to go down there to join us for that. And then in October, we have our members seed and plant swap, which went out in the email. So hope to see some friendly faces that I haven't gotten to see for a while. And then in November, we have our chapter election, which will be held separately from our regular online business meeting and presentation. The members will be receiving an email shortly with details on that. Then we have our November online meeting, which will be joined by the Florida Native Plant Society president, Bonnie Basham, and she'll be talking about wildlife corridors in Florida. November's nursery crawl is 2 for 1. We've got outing scheduled for Rita Grant's Car Creek Nursery. She's got a really nice Florida-friendly and native nursery, and that's in Brooksville. And then we'll move over to the Nature Coast Botanical Garden to walk around there, and they also have a nursery. And then for December, we tentatively have a holiday picnic scheduled. We're just trying to confirm the dates with a venue that's going to be open. If you don't already receive our emails with the events, the upcoming events that are listed here, make sure to send us a message with your email address and we'll get you added to the list. But you can always go to our chapter's Facebook page and check on the calendar or the events that are listed in Facebook. Okay. So that pretty much concludes the business portion of our meeting. We're trying to keep it tight, and I'm really hoping that that you'll join us for some of our outings, and I'll be able to get to see you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So there no more other questions came in, and I wanted to let everybody know who's watching that the presentation will be removed because some of the research hasn't been fully released yet. We're not going to be, we're not keeping it online for, eternity. So we'll be removing it. But Dr. Guy did say that anybody who's watching that wants to have a copy of the PDF so they can follow up on some of the information if they need to, send the chapter an email and we'll forward the PDF to you so you'll have it available to you personally. I may be in contact with you later, Dr. Guy, just to maybe organize a little horticultural therapy activity for our own chapter. That would be a nice outdoor activity.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Love to.
Other than that, thank you everybody for coming and joining us tonight. And I hope to see everyone next month. All right. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good evening.